never even started because that's why no one said anything.
Yeah, because I noticed there wasn't any visual, but I was like, oh, well, they would have said if our voices are coming through.
It looks like there is something happening now.
Start again. Oh, no.
Oh, my Lord. And it looks shit too.
Okay, hang on now. Nathan's saying sound and video now. Well, I'm not getting it on my laptop. Oh, maybe I need to start it again. Sorry, guys.
Does that mean no one heard anything?
Yeah, I think we've just done like 20 minutes of podcasting.
Oh, that's good. I get to start again. Any zingers I've used before, I can do again.
It's coming through now.
It looks shocking though. Is that
low res? Yeah.
Man, I was just firing on all cylinders in that intro.
There was a whole.
that was some
that
of
was like
prime
podcasting, champagne, I'd say.
No one's ever going to hear it.
Everything looked great on this end.
I thought this was the last time I was going to have to relive this game, and now we have to do it again.
Oh, my God. You're right. We just talked about half of the game, and we have to do it all over again.
God damn it.
How
Nothing's going
embarrassing.
right this week.
Oh, my Lord. That is just so shit.
The good news for everyone is I hadn't started talking about the booing yet.
No, yeah.
So
I'm about to start booing. Boo the
I'm going to boo.
technicalities.
Yeah, boo technical difficulties.
Oh, Lord.
That's so frustrating. Oh, wow.
Okay.
In a sense.
Do over, guys. Do over.
In a sense, doing it again is not a bad thing.
I can't
because
believe-
At least it's not just cutting out randomly at some point that you have to go back and work out.
The flu pod. Yeah, Hayden. And Monkey Man and Lowell didn't hear all our sweet comebacks.
Oh, no. You've got to do Ben's bit all again.
Oh, no. Does it look like shit to you guys too? There must be an internet issue. I don't know what happened. That was weird.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, the audio. I bet you the audio is recorded.
We just play it again now.
We'll just play it back.
Just play it back and
should.
pick up where we left off.
Can you?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Let's just start again.
Oh, my God.
Oh, we'll do it zippier this time.
Yeah,
we?
yeah. We won't talk about Trent that much now.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Hey, you just spoiled it.
Yeah.
Do you,
Okay, let's start the pod.
Let's go.
get those farts ready? Do it again. Do it again. That's 3 farts for 3 losses to 3 Crows teams.
We need next round for the failed pod start now.
Yes, that's it. There we go. Oh, it's all happening in Crows Land. We're going to dissect it all, so get ready to talk about it. It was a depressing weekend for the Crows. The Sandford team went down by 34 points to the Legs, which for some Sandford purists, you'd be pretty happy. But, that's the end of our Sandford boys, probably the end of some careers, you would assume.
Mm-hmm.
The women's team had their arch nemesis, Brisbane, who they just seem to always shit the bed against, and they did again. They blew a lead to lose by 3 points the last 2 dubious free kicks going to Brisbane in front of goal, which is very convenient. And more convenient was that we had our grand final against Collingwood 3 weeks ago, and we got them in the real finals and we lost by 24 points. Lots to dissect from that game. But first, this is episode 133 of Here We Crow. Welcome, Kate.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dan. Welcome back.
I didn't. This is good because I didn't introduce you last
It's a
time.
way snappier intro. We should do this every time.
Yeah, that's right. Just get to rehearse something you don't normally do. Sam,
Hi,
welcome.
Daniel. Hello.
And Ben is away. He doesn't do Tuesday nights on the pod. And Lauren is, I can use this one again.
Yeah.
Lauren has the flu, which she may have caught by kissing some Crows players.
Boom.
In her dreams. All right. Go, Sam.
I'm the stud man.
Gee, I wonder who the debutant was.
Yeah.
Oh, someone with a lot of potential, Dan.
Oh, was it
yeah.
Trent Henschel?
It was.
We're going to talk about him for 7 minutes for 7 knee
No,
reconstruction.
7 seconds. 71 games, preseason draft, 8 goals against Essendon, ruined by a poor idiot. And then he spent some time at Woodville and then a development coach at Port Adelaide and married the sister of ex-Port midfielder Tom Logan.
This is a very good Ben impersonation.
Thank you. Round 20 this year, we piled on 133 points against Port in the showdown, and Tom Lynch, the connector, had 133 goal assists.
No, wait, no, don't go yet. We just want to add our little tidbits about Trent Henschel because, yes, he did have his knee ruined by Matt Thomas, who also, he loved the arms pinned back tackle. He had that outlawed. He also knocked out Nathan Bassett.
He's a flog, not a slog, like I said the first time around.
Yeah, you could have just left that out. And Trent Henschel's famous 8-goal game was one that we were at, and it was amazing. We beat Essendon by 138 points, and it was a historical time for me and my friends who actually thought we might win by 136 when we were up by 6 goals at one stage, and we got there, and it was amazing with Ken McGregor's last goal of the game.
And we went to the showdown where he did his knee. It was the last time I paid to go to an away showdown, and he was my sister's favourite player, and she wrote to him in hospital, and he wrote back.
Very nice.
We're finished, Sam.
What a nice guy. Sam's like, we've done this. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
I forgot the fart.
We're now,
Well, we did need that
we're
one.
now approaching our final destination, Hitchy and Scratchy Land, the amusement park of the future where nothing can possibly go wrong. Possibly go wrong. That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong.
Oh, God.
It's not the
Yes.
first thing that's ever gone wrong with
It's
this
really
podcast.
not.
the good thing, guys, is that we got through that in half the time we did when you couldn't hear us. So that's good for everybody. We're going to talk about this Collingwood game, and before we really get into the detail around it, I just want to put a bit of perspective out there for everybody. Obviously, at the start of the season, who would have thought we were going to finish first? Who would have thought we were getting a double chance? So this experience for the boys is massive. Yes, it was hugely disappointing the way it all went down. There's a bit of an air of just a bit of stench in the air, I think, following on from
It's
the
stinky.
It is. From everything's
Deja
kind
vu.
of gone wrong from the Rankin situation through to now.
Yeah.
Now we're hearing the players had the flu or have the flu. Who knows how that's going to impact this Friday night. It's not a massive turnaround until we play Hawthorn. And it's bogey team central. We have, just lucked out with getting potentially our 3 bogey teams that I've gone on about all year. Collingwood first round, Hawthorn second round. If we get through Hawthorn, Geelong at the MCG.
Jesus.
Happy fucking birthday, Crows. Here we go. So, we're really going to earn that grand final spot if we get there.
Yeah,
aren't we?
that's the truth.
It's a tough time to be a Crows fan when we are losing games. But, the silver lining here, as I said in the first take, which wasn't heard, is that, despite how bad we played, if Thilthorpe kicks that goal that he somehow handballed off to Ben Keys under pressure, we're within 2 goals in a game we shouldn't have been in. Collingwood was smashing us in that third quarter, 5 unanswered goals coming off 2 at the end of the second quarter. They were all over us. So how we were even anywhere near being in that game, it's frustrating, but it's also like our best is still good enough to beat them.
Yeah, and we definitely weren't at our best.
We definitely weren't at our best. Kate?
Yeah, this is where we realised that we weren't broadcasting. My take is definitely we seemed overawed by the occasion. I wonder whether, obviously there's nothing like finals experience. So we are getting that. We will get at least 2 games of that. That's going to bode well for the future. You could definitely see in the, obviously in Collingwood, but even I think in the few players we had that are experienced with some finals, the difference between how they were approaching things versus our young guys who haven't had that experience until now. And so, that's only going to improve things in the long term, maybe even in the short term, let's hope. I was saying before too that I thought the one game at a time type approach was really good, and it obviously got us really far in this season. But I wonder if there's a way to evolve that come finals, and maybe we haven't found how to do that yet, because that has to have been on the players' mind in the lead up, knowing we were definitely making top 4, definitely going to play 2 finals, definitely minor premiers. So I do wonder if that's a learning we can take away from it as well. I guess my concerns are, one, that it may affect the confidence of quite a young team now, having not won a final and going into that. And my other thought is, and my other concern is that, while I admire Nixie and the crew for trying some things that were different, they didn't work, and I don't think they reacted to that quick enough. And then I think when they did react, they overreacted by going back to like an old bag of tricks that we'd left far behind this
which
year.
one's that, Kate?
Yeah, I don't know. It was about the time that I noticed Rory Laird was in the midfield that I thought we're probably not going to win this game.
Yeah. That seemed like such a. I know we were getting smashed in the middle.
Oh, of course. They had to do something.
They just tried to do whatever they could. But I don't think that... Well, that's certainly not the move I want to be seeing us using as backup. So
no.
I made a few notes on that. Like, Matty Nix obviously got out-coached in this game pretty convincingly. The whole Darcy Moore situation of, he took 10 marks. I think it was 9 intercepts or something like that. He was Tom Stewart for Collingwood, and he has not been in form. So that was really disappointing for him to get played into form against us, which is something we do a lot. But we were just our own worst enemies all night. There was just mistakes galore, bombed kicks to no one, like all those goals where we just bombed it in hope and it got marked on the line. Like, that doesn't happen very often in our games.
No.
There were just quiet players galore as well. Like, when we lose a game, it's the same culprits that are in the single digits for disposals, you notice? Fogg was just terrible. I think 10 disposals, no goals, didn't have an impact.
At the game, he basically wasn't there for mine.
Yeah.
I know he did a couple of things there towards the sort of back third of the game or something like that, but far out. That was a shocker.
He wasn't the only one.
No.
Murray has been dead quiet, 5 disposals. Is he doing enough? I think Butts needs to come in for him at this point. Cumming, only 7 disposals and only 99 metres gained. So very quiet. Hinge obviously got subbed out, only 7 disposals. He's been pretty bad lately. Zach Taylor didn't take his opportunity, only the 8 disposals. And even Rob, he's been really good recently, in recent times. He only had the 9 disposals and pretty much got towed up by...
Last few weeks, he's been well below his contract weeks, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's been towed up twice in 3 weeks by Darcy Cameron as well, who clearly outplayed him.
And you called it a few pods back, Sam, probably the last one you were on, but and before the North Melbourne game, about Mitch Hinge just seemed to have dropped away a little bit, and I reckon I noticed it the next game, and then lo and behold, he got subbed out.
It's really disappointing because he was such a crucial player when we were doing well. I'm pretty sure he got in votes a few weeks, especially last year.
Yes.
Not that we were fantastic last year, but it's slightly disappointing seeing his form
I'm not
drop
sure
off a bit.
what's going on there, but
I think a few of our players, like you mentioned Cumming before, I think he suffered from a lack of we just looked shit transition wise. We weren't transitioning with any speed. It just looked really slow and stunted throughout the game. So like him and Curtin, I would imagine they were about the same possessions, and it's probably not surprising. I don't think so.
I wonder what the list management plan is with the midfield, because it's so clear that our midfield's not going to get us there.
Did you mention Berry?
No.
Oh, see, he was pretty quiet. He was shocking.
He got into 12. Double digits, but
but 12's not good enough for a player around the ball.
And that's the thing. None of our mids were in the 20s for disposals.
No.
That just doesn't happen in modern day AFL. No. To be in games the way we are is a credit, because we're able to, like, our defence is just getting pumped the whole time, and they're really good. Obviously, Worrell was huge. But, you know, we've got to solve for that issue, and it's, I don't know, are they just going to rely on Draper to get better next year and have more of a rotation with Rankin and Rochelle coming back in? Like, I just don't know where I don't know that we can
We're getting Zach Merritt.
Take it up to well, there's that rumor, isn't there? I don't doubt that will happen. But we're behind the 8 ball with that. We get that right.
Well, Rob, how many hit-outs did Rob have? Like in the mid-30s?
35, I think.
Yeah, so that shows, like a complete, like what's going on there. How can he, it shows that hit-outs mean nothing, really.
Yeah.
Because we got absolutely spanked.
He dominates the hit-outs,
Yeah. That is a constant, and there's obviously the connection wasn't there at all.
Yeah. And look, we could probably go on about how poor we looked on Thursday night and for the next 15 minutes, but I think at the end of the day, it probably doesn't matter. I think it was one of those games that just we were really, really bad. We were, like you said, we were so close to almost getting right back into the match. And it's almost in my mind, I'm just almost like a write-off game in a way.
Yeah.
Like I'm almost just prepared to write it off as like we had such a insane end to the season. We're going to drop a game at some point.
Yes.
Maybe this was the one. Not that it's terrible timing in a qualifying. What do they call them? Qualifying final? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. But it's also not terrible timing in the sense that we've got a double chance. That's the time to drop a game.
Yeah.
And I feel like there were lots of factors as to why that was it. Potentially the bye and losing momentum, potentially the illnesses, potentially, all of those things. And, the other way of looking at it is that, like Joshy said, there was sort of 10 minutes where there were 7 unanswered goals. And that did us in. But the whole night from the get-go, I did feel like Collingwood had a finals gear that we couldn't find.
Yeah.
Just with every single step they took, every action just had this intensity about it that we weren't bringing. And
we couldn't tackle, and they were just we couldn't tackle them. But we were just running into their tackles.
Yes.
We couldn't get away at all. So, and maybe that is a bit of that. The
experience,
the experience, and maybe a bit of the sickness as well. Like if we weren't as strong out there as we've seen in the last couple of months. So I don't want to really use that as an excuse.
No.
Because I think at the end of the day, Collingwood were a far better team than us on Thursday night and deserved to win.
Definitely.
But it was, it didn't seem like a very Crows performance, and we've used that in a negative sense for many years now. But it felt like we were just way off the ball. So.
And again, with the perspective Dan brought at the start, like, isn't it nice that the Crows way is feeling more like that? It's not that's the exception to how we normally would play and approach things versus in the past where it's been the rule. So, I think there is every chance we won't learn enough from that one finals experience to then go on and be, successful this week. But there's also every chance that we will. And it'll be a real test of our mental fortitude, I think, to see how we bounce back from that.
We can't really use that finals excuse, the finals experience excuse against Hawthorn. I know they played in them last year, but they only played, did they play 2? Did they win a game? Or they lose straight away? Did they lose?
Remember.
Was it Port they played first up?
Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was... No, Port beat them because that was the aeroplane.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, I can't remember if that was first or second. But either way, they've only just popped back into finals contention as well. So, whereas Collingwood have obviously been there and they've had a lot of players play a lot of finals games. So, I don't think that's going to come into it this week. But obviously we'll talk about this week.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about the booing just a little bit. I don't want to go into it too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt pretty gross personally at the game about it.
It just felt wrong.
It was wrong. And I think, like, you can't stop people from doing it. I felt the same when Goodsey was getting booed and people had these justifications about him flopping for free kicks and he was a wanker, so we're going to boo him, which I just think, if you do believe that, that's fine. But there needs to be a point where you read the room and you kind of go, people are garnering different meanings from this booing that we need to actually acknowledge.
It's a fair point.
And then,
you almost have to split it away, don't you?
That's it. And in the Quainer instance, I think you're actually booing him because you think he dobbed in Rankin. Rankin did the wrong thing. So whether he dobbed him in or not is, that's not a reason to boo the player. You don't have a fact. You don't have a fact that he dobbed in Rankin either. But then it comes down to, okay, you're dobbing him in for using a word that's offensive to a lot of the Crows community. And you're going, oh, well, I'm going to boo him because he dobbed in our player and now he's not playing. Okay. So that's one thing. So it's you're not booing the right reason. Second thing is you're booing him because he's gay. You know, a player from your so I don't know. It just feels wrong, and the way the Crows have dealt with it from a PR perspective has been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Nixie has not said anything to actually support the LGBTQA community at all. He's sort of like just removed himself from it, which is essentially like, what are the PR team telling him to say? They wheeled out Rory Laird to say we don't stand for that. Why Laird? Why does he have to say it? Chelsea Randall had to address it in her 75 game presser first up, which is obviously diabolical as well, being that she is a gay player. Just lots of things which could have been counteracted by the way they handled it in the first place. So I just think that's all I want to say about it.
Yeah.
I'm not articulating it the best, but I think there's just a point as fans, we got to read the room, make a conscious decision that it's not the right thing to do. You can boo play. I'm all for booing Dan Houston. I think that's fine. He's obviously a flog. He knocked Rankin out. He razzed him up about it in the next game. I think that's booable.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, I just think the crowd on Thursday was just shit in general. It felt like a very different crowd to a normal Crows game as well. There was it seemed like there was a lot of younger people there who maybe that was a bit of the reason why, getting carried away, just joining in on the booing for booing's sake. But almost just as bad as the Quaynor booing, I think it was how shit our crowd was, just booing Collingwood's chanting. It's like, where's our chanting? I know we've got our shit ass Adelaide clap, clap, clap chant, which is just horrendous.
This is the thing, like, I'm not going to, like, this is just my opinion. I'm not telling anyone to do it or don't do it. You know, it's up to you. It's about, again, reading the room, but also, like, we played right into Collingwood's hands. They come out looking like a good team where everyone in Australia hates them.
Yes.
We end up somehow the worst off team.
Yeah, how are we the enemies? Like,
but we are.
Of course we
because
are
of the
now.
because of the way we've played things. We could have taken the high road and actually, you know, lost gallantly and been like, okay, Crows deserve to be there. But now everyone in Australia hates us.
Yeah, and that's it. If you know, if you are someone who was inclined to boo him for the reasons Dan's outlined, then at the very least, doing it has perpetuated the story and has made more unhelpful noise outside of the club that we already, you know, had plenty of up to that point.
And I guarantee Rankin doesn't want this to keep going. He doesn't want the media to be calling Crows fans whatever they're calling him now because of him. Like, he's going to feel responsible for all of this.
Yeah.
And that's the worst outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, it's like Sensible said, pretty average by the Crows PR. They really could have, you know, they wouldn't have stopped anyone from booing, I'm sure, but they definitely could have come out in stronger support.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been received better by everybody and just, you know, allowed kind of it to be looked at as there was a contingent of people who were booing.
We just needed to address it.
Yeah, I think
exactly. Sidestepping everything again.
We've obviously reflected on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's not about them. We know it's not about them coming out and saying, we condemn this, do not boo. Like, because we know that certain people aren't going to take the right way. But it's about saying we don't stand for this as a club.
Lift your game, guys, kind of thing.
It's kind of like that kind of thing. So just sending the message that it's not something the club stands for. I think they really needed to do that, and that needed to come from Nixie or Tim Silvers, like, not from Rory Laird. Like 5 days later, or
who wasn't even supposed to be doing media that day because it was supposed to be Alex Newball who was sick. Like, it's a bit of a shit show.
Not from Chelsea Randall, who has been the voice of like maturity on so many different forums. That she shouldn't have to talk on this issue at all, but she's been forced to. So anyway, that's the end of that.
Yeah, be better.
Shall we get into some votes on the game?
Yeah, let's.
All right. First up, Samuel.
Kate.
Okay, Sam's still doing his. I gave 3 to Worrell, obviously. What would we do without that guy in our
as
team?
Lauren would say, duh.
Yeah, exactly. Right. 2 to Pedlar. You know, he had 3 goals. He was a little bit of a spark and just solid when we needed it. And Tex, I gave one to Tex, who if he'd kicked a bit straighter when he had the chance, the game might have been a bit different. But in any case, he definitely didn't, shit the bed like most other people did, and put up a good show for his 300th. So
do you have to feel for Tex and Neil? Obviously, their milestone game. Tex's 300. He definitely had a crack. Did you say Pedler for you too?
I did.
Yeah. Well, just ditto. I did all 7 votes as you. I think it was pretty easy because they're about the only 3 good players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Actually. So does Ben.
Of course you do.
Oh, wow.
No, Ben doesn't actually.
Okay.
He went Worrell, Walker and Thilthorpe.
Oh, yeah.
Did some good
Nice.
stuff as well as his blunders. Yeah.
Nice.
Thilthorpe's game was unfortunate because he was probably one of our best, but got very well dragged down by some of the things that he did wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, that shot for goal
And that mark that he
fluffed
went up
off.
for.
Yeah, there was a couple of instances where he just ran like 10 metres under the ball. There was a couple of really strange things. But like I noticed him at the ground as well. It felt like he was one of the better players despite those mistakes.
And my mum's take is that he was sick because she watched a bit of the replay and he was like, snotting around, and she
It would be hard to play.
Just going back to the game a little bit, I just can't believe that we got that position where we got that 50 from Cox. Thilthorpe was walked to 30 metres out.
God, don't remind me. I was losing it.
Had that goal, we were up by 2 goals then? Looked like we had all the momentum.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes of game time later, we're down by 6 or 7 goals.
Wait, hang on. Which one are you talking about? We haven't
Earlier.
even talked about the umpiring.
Second,
Oh, yeah.
no, it was a good one for us. So
that was a good one.
It was where Cox didn't give the ball back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Thilthorpe, and we got a goal.
That's
from
right.
it.
So you just
But he missed it.
triggered me though on the one where Riley O'Brien was just out near the 50 and he got ran around, like the Collingwood player ran around him in a circle and there was no 50, like no protected area for 50. I was literally like losing my marbles. I was just like, when does that not get paid? And they said something like the Crows player ran through with him. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like when? There was that one. And then there was another one where we got a 50 out of the back line later in the game and we went just outside of the defensive 50 and handballed onto one of our players or kicked short to one of our players who didn't play on but could play on and then got done for holding the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like some of those pivotal moments again.
There was some terrible decision making. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we are flustered, we kick sideways across defensive
Yeah.
52.
Yes.
And it's not a
Yeah, it was a
It's
bit of
not
that
a
again.
recipe
It's not
for
great.
success.
No.
There were a lot of things that had they actually gone right would have had us right in the game. But
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like
I don't
Nas
think
said, though, our umpiring wasn't the worst of the round.
the Brisbane game. Far out.
Yeah, so bad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's the one, Joshy, when Thilthorpe took the mark in defensive 50 and
Yeah.
kicked
Yeah.
across the field. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
so bad.
that was bad.
Yeah.
Any other
Absolutely.
votes? Do we have? Lauren didn't send us any. I don't think.
No, and no, or Naz, I don't think at
It's
the
all right.
moment.
We
That's
can
fine.
do Quiet Achiever then.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who did you have again there, Kay?
Hi, I'm Tyson Edwards.
No to that.
You're such a quiet achiever.
I had Wayne Miller.
Oh, no, I can't do him.
Okay. Good. He is. Yeah, I feel like this award is built for Wayne Miller in when he's playing consistently. He was just he's always cool, calm, and collected when he has the ball. Good on you, Wayne.
I went with Dan Curtin. I thought for a guy playing his first final, he didn't do too badly. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Dan Curtin.
Yeah, I'd agree with
Yeah.
that.
Ben went for Neil. I might go for Neil too.
Yeah, he was my other one potentially.
Yeah, I thought he was all right.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
moment. And just another person that's okay to boo is Braden Maynard. I think
Yeah.
His,
Have you heard him speak though? He's actually reasonably
articulate.
intelligent.
What do you think he's going to sound like?
Yeah. No, he actually comes across as quite a nice person.
I'm sure we'd love him if he was playing for us,
Yeah.
but he's never going to.
No.
But his shove on Neil at the end of the game where he shoved him into the ground wasn't great. Wasn't great.
No, yeah, that was shit house.
Oh,
Jerk.
Vardy's been at training. Come on,
Ew.
Vardy.
Shithousery.
Yeah,
We need some
Intel.
intel.
Yes.
Intel. I think that's it for the votes
Yeah.
for tonight.
Let's move on from this game.
Croaky said it's just a front, dumb as a stick.
Can we just do dog act so I can get it out of the way? 'Cause it
Oh,
was
you
topical.
thinking about it?
It was topical with what
True that.
It's just about the booing, I think.
Oh,
Just
you
to
think? I
put-
hope you know.
Just to put it to bed.
You know.
Freestyling it. Dog act. Needs no introduction. Let's go.
Dan's voice broke.
If you're gonna boo IQ, it says more about you. Why can't you read the room? Dog act.
Yay, well done, Dan.
Yeah, that's the end of that. I'm not going to talk.
Spoil that break in the
Yeah.
act.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that anymore.
I shouldn't be critiquing your singing. You're clearly better than
dear.
me.
And not at the moment. I've just come back from losing my voice. I actually,
Oh, no.
the funny thing was at the game, my voice was just coming back, and then I screamed it out again. Like I was livid, mainly with that 50 that should have got paid on Riley O'Brien when he, and then also yelling at people to stop booing.
Yes.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Oh, I know you're hosting. Just a suggestion. Should we do a little bit of AFLW and
sure.
then
Yeah.
get Nuz on the phone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
sounds
that.
good.
Yeah. Let's talk about all the losses all in a row, and then we can have serenity now to make us feel a little bit better.
Sure. Are we going to mention the game before last, the girls' game that's in the bye against
Nah.
the Giants? Because we won that.
Yes, actually, if you want to talk about it, we can.
Sure.
I don't have votes for it.
That's fine. We don't
I've
have
got
to.
no
I do.
votes.
Yeah, look, I think with that game, it looked like, the game before against Geelong, we just kind of came good at the end. So it felt like we kept going with the momentum we'd gotten out of that game, which was good. So yeah, it was a solid win. Obviously, we were expecting it because that's a bit of a team we tend to beat. And the other thing that I had to say about that game, actually, I watched it at home, obviously, and the commentators were acting like the Giants were the better team when they were getting thumped. They were saying things like they're within striking distance at three-quarter time when they'd have to kick double their score and more to actually get back. You're right there, Sam?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so anyway, the commentary on the AFLW is usually pretty average,
Both
unfortunately.
the commentary and the umpiring are making it pretty unwatchable.
Hard
at
to watch.
times.
They are. Yeah, it's really hard to stick in it with the girls, to be honest.
I know we're going to talk about the next game and the one against Brizzy. Those two last decisions that cost us the game essentially were just garbage.
Yeah, they were.
Soft as anything.
Yeah.
Firstly, the first one wasn't even a free kick against us. I'm convinced.
Yes.
That tackle.
Yeah.
That
No, it was terrible.
What was it paid for? High.
I couldn't tell you at the ground. I have no idea.
It looked like a fair tackle on the
Yeah.
replay. And then the second one was a little nudge by, I think it was Tia Charlton or something, after the kick got away and they paid the downfield in the goal square. And I was like, hang on, that was soft as anything, like the little push.
It was soft as
Yeah.
anything, but you're playing with fire.
You are
pushing a
playing with
player
fire.
after kicking it. I
Yeah,
reckon,
that's
but-
true.
But to lose it with two free kick goals at the end was a pretty rough.
Were we
deal.
talking about Brisbane, or are you? Just,
Yeah, we're talking about it now.
Oh,
We may
you
as
are.
well.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Segued into it.
very subtly, Sam. It was easy to miss.
I just I watched. This is the first actual full AFLW game I've watched this year, and they just shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
I know we copped a couple of ridiculous decisions, and I'm on board with how bad the umpiring is in the AFLW. But how we lost that after getting that 50-metre penalty against that Hodder who just decided to lose her head there.
Oh, yeah.
And then we just kicked the ball
Yeah.
to the boundary line, missed the player, and it just dribbled out, free kick against.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it was from there, it all just went downhill. So I think I don't know, I feel like as much as we had a few things against us, we really, really shot ourselves in the foot in that game.
I agree.
Well, just to add, I just want to talk about holding the ball. Now, what is going on with that? Like, are they going to actually? Why do they umpire it so differently in that league?
Don't know. It's an actual lottery in there.
I saw
What is
one where
Even
Maddie
more
Newman,
so.
Maddie Newman was got the ball in the mid and was standing up, and she got tackled and had the ball held to her,
Yeah.
immediately tackled, and they called holding the ball. She was
Yeah.
clearly trying to wiggle out of the tackle.
Yeah.
And they go,
Shocking.
the commentary is like, yeah, they're obviously cracking down on holding the ball this year, as we've seen. And it's like, it's because it's not holding the ball, it's a ball up, you idiots.
Yes.
Why is it different in the women's league? Why can't it just be the same? I don't know. It's ridiculous. If you can't get the ball out, how are you going to get it? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look, I agree though with what you're saying, Sam. I do think that we struggled with kicking out of defence. We couldn't seem to get a ground ball to save our life. We seemed a bit panicky, and like with about 5 minutes to go or more, we started to try to take the momentum out of the game, which just, again, we should have just kept attacking. So while, yes, the umpiring decisions at the end really stuck the boot in, I do think that the girls lost that game for themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a shame against our bogey team.
We need to find a way to beat that team.
Yeah, I
because
know.
we seem to know how to
God,
lose against them.
Horrible. Yeah, so, that's all I had to say about that.
Oh, shall we? Have you got votes?
I do
'Cause
have votes.
votes. Oh, we just got 2 sets of votes. You can just copy and paste them if you want.
Yeah, everyone can. I
Who
had
do you have?
votes for the last one. We won't worry about that. So I had 3 to Chelsea Randall. I just think, again, her composure and attack made a difference. 2 to Maddie, cousin of the pod,
Yes.
and 1 to Hatchie, who it might be a little bit of a body of work for Hatchie, but I appreciate that she's doing a little bit of rucking around the ground and stuff these
Rucking?
days. Yeah, she's in a few ruck contests and such. So
Question for you. 'cause
Sure.
That was, I will, like admitted before, that was the first game I've watched.
Yeah.
Hatchie looked really slow to me.
Yeah.
Is that a new thing? Is that something? Is she struggling with
no,
something?
I think she has been, but
Yeah.
I think like last week she was my 3 votes for
Yeah.
the last game.
Okay.
Because she'd had a lot of disposals and tackles and marks, and she was and clearances. So she seems to be doing. She's always done the in and under stuff, but I do wonder if she's lost a little bit of pace somewhere. Yeah,
There was a ball that went out, sort of, I don't know, like just off, just out of the centre a little bit, where it was a 1-on-1 play, and she just looked completely out of it. Her opponent basically just ran around her. So I was surprised by that because she's obviously been such a good player for us over the years.
Yeah. Oh, silence. Sorry.
that's
Radio
all right.
silence.
I haven't given my votes yet. So I had 3 for Newman, 83% efficiency, 18 disposals. I actually went 2 for Grace Kelly. I think she's snuck up a little bit. She's done pretty well, 17 disposals for the game. And I thought Chelbo still did pretty well with 16 disposals. Still our rock in defence where we need it. She also got, I think, like punched in the face at one point
Yes.
by that Hodder.
Yes, she did. Cop one.
She flipped out.
Really bad. Yeah. Did she get rubbed out or anything? Or?
Not that I've seen. No.
Don't know. And yes, that's the one.
Soldier on, soldier on.
Who got your soldiers on this time?
I gave it to Brooke Boilio. I don't know how to say her name.
Boilo.
Boilo, thank you. Yes, I think I noticed her on the day putting in a good effort, and she got that goal.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So I thought she deserved a little bit of recognition.
Yes, very much so. And I just went with low-hanging fruit of Chelsea Randall.
Yeah.
Which I think a couple of goals.
Oh no, Sam's gonna
that
see.
is terrible.
This is Peter. I can't
It's
even
just
think.
smacks of that time that Ben put Marinoff in the soldiers on.
Yeah. Just
anyway.
soldiering on with 35 disposals.
Yeah, that's right. But I would have almost put Noffy in the votes, except her
Yeah.
efficiency was 33%.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Jeez, she's got to be better than that.
It is a bit of a theme.
It is,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Have we got a caller?
Nuz, give us a call, Nuz. Go now. Hopefully this
I will
works.
say,
So
while we're waiting for
this
Nuz
works.
to call, I hope the girls seem to be a bit of middle of the road at the moment, so hopefully they can get going.
Yeah.
It's a
before
bit up and down, isn't it?
it's a short season, so they've
I know. There's not a lot of wiggle room, is there?
Short season and also just very unequal fixturing, which is weird.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, the phone's ringing.
Hang on, who's this?
Hello.
Caller, you're on the line.
Oh,
Oh, no.
are
Can't
they?
hear him.
Are they on the line?
Caller, you're on the line.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Nuz.
Turn your radio down in the background, please.
I wondered if we might get Mavis this week.
No, Mavis. No, I don't know where she is. I think she might have passed away.
Oh, no.
Can
Rest
you
in peace,
yeah,
Mavis.
ring the nursing home and find out for us. Then.
Will do. No, this is Dwayne's midday madness, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it can be. You call, you get on, Nuz.
Down the Dwayne part.
you get on. Look, I've got to hand it to Dwayne because the fact that he can rabble so much stuff for 3 hours a day,
Oh, yeah.
it's a fair effort. So you know what people give Dwayne rubbish, but it's not everyone can do what he does.
And the general IQ of the people that call him on a daily basis as well,
Oh.
Nuz. My God.
That is, I mean, honestly. I can't. I don't know how he deals with it. I don't know where you want me to start. I can talk about the SANFL. Our season is officially over.
The talking stick's yours. You can talk whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Hardest.
Well, look, I don't even know where to start. The SANFL, season's over. We lost to Norwood, obviously, by 34 points in the end. And look, now that the cold or the flu has been explained as part of the reason why we were so shit on the weekend, it explains a lot. It really does, because it just looked like we kind of gave up halfway through and run out of legs, especially if you look at some of the kids who might get affected more by those things. It seems to affect the younger you are, the harder it hits you, because you don't have the training load base.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of kids out there. I mean, Tyler Welsh had one possession. So
Lord.
I know he needs to have a proper off-season. I don't know what he needs to do, but he's gone backwards, and I'm very concerned.
When's he signed to, Nuz?
It'd be 2 years.
Okay.
So he's got next year.
Yeah.
But, so he's got another year of saving grace. Look, he's a long-term project. I think we'll still give him another contract, but it wouldn't be a big one at this stage. Not much to report in terms of stats. Harry Schonberg was probably the only one who played at full capacity and had a really good game, just in and out all through the game, played a really good midfield game. Oddly enough, if we had an injury in the midfield, say Saligo went down or Dawson went down, I can see Schonberg getting a call-up.
Yep.
Because he really was very good and no one else kind of put their hand up. The only other one was Braden Cook. Now, if you look at the stats, it's weird because he got 10 disposals and 1 goal, and you think, well, that's not very good. They were all in the first 45 minutes of the game. And then I honestly think, because he was seen back on the ground, but he was seen at full forward and not at the wing half forward. So I think they were just putting him on ice. In the possibility that he might get a call-up, because his first quarter was scintillating. It was explosive. He did everything right, setting up goals. He just looked like he was ready to play AFL again. So Braden Cook, watch this space come selection time.
Because he kicked 6 recently, didn't he,
the
Nuz?
week before.
Yeah, last week. Yeah. So he's just... And if he kept playing in the same position he was playing, he probably would have ended up with 20 and 2 goals. So another great performance. He just got put on the pine and at full forward to have a bit of a rest. So
fair enough.
Just talking about I was just going
on.
to say, just talking about those 2 players in particular, Cook still got another year in his contract, correct?
Yes, he does.
But Schonberg was a rookie this year, so is it potential he's played his last game for the Crows if he doesn't get a call-up?
Absolutely it is, yeah. There's quite a few names there, and that's a good segue. I was going to discuss Sid Draper had a bit of an average game, but he wasn't the worst on the ground. But we'll digress from there. We've got out of contract, I'll mention now. So for the Crows, we've got Brodie Smith, Chris Burgess, Harry Schonberg, Hugh Bond, Zach Taylor, Carl Gallagher, Kieran Strawn, Lockie Murphy, Tex, and, of course, Crouch has retired.
Oh, yes.
A couple of interesting names there.
Yeah. Yeah, they could go either way on a couple of those.
Yeah, there's a couple that you can kind of see going. I can't see Burgess really surviving Strawn. Who else was there? Zach Taylor will get a contract, you'd think.
Yeah,
Bond should get a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do, Nuz?
I wouldn't re-sign Burgess even as a backup player in the SANFL, only because I want to see Tyler Welsh have that mantle at full forward and gain some confidence. Even if he doesn't have the best season, he's been very lost playing that third kind of tall role, and he just looks like a proper full forward leading from the goal square, and he might be a slow burn like Fogarty has been. Brodie Smith, well, that's an interesting one. I mean, you'd think he would have mentioned he's retiring.
Yes.
If he was.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he, where he's come on in the last, he certainly sort of felt better than what we had on the field when he came on the weekend. So it's, I don't know. I've been pretty negative on Brodie Smith, but now I'm like, well, do we maybe need him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, I can think of worse backups.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm thinking.
And he kind of seems happy. He seems happy to play that role, or he sort of feels like he has this year anyway.
Yeah, surely he realises that that's his role now, and I think he's embraced it, and that's why that change of mentality he's actually done quite well as a sub, except for last week. But I mean, who played well really?
Yeah,
Lockie Murphy's going to be the really interesting one. Obviously, the fans have their opinion on him, but the club's obviously always sort of loved him. Does he have rookie list in him? I don't know where.
I think so. To mainly the whole shape. But
pressure acts.
Maybe he'll just go back to the Crows shop, just straight back in.
I'll tell you what,
straight back in.
we were definitely missing pressure acts on
That's
Thursday
true.
night. We could have done with some more shape. So maybe that was the missing piece.
Look, I can see worse backups again than Murphy, but
Yeah.
I can also see us needing to turn a page and putting more games into people like Taylor. And now that Pedler has not cemented his spot, but really become part of our squad of 25 and cemented that part. And there's other kids coming through as well. There's other trades, there's other drafts. There's a rumour about Cal Archie, of course, and Joshy on the chat wanted me to discuss about some trades and all that kind of stuff.
Go on.
So,
Please.
not another segue. Having these tonight.
Nuz, can you explain how we're getting Zach Merritt in the team?
Well, the good thing is when you finish at the top of the ladder, it doesn't matter if you give your best pick because it's going to be pick 15 to 20 anyway.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
if he chose us, Essendon would just have to accept what we put out there. The thing is, though, Zach Merritt is contracted.
Yeah.
Is he? Well, let me just double check. Sorry, my little file
actually, I
deck.
don't know if he is.
No, he is contracted.
Oh, yes.
So
Okay.
yeah,
It's
that's
just something
gross.
that comes
So-
up every year. that he wants
Yeah,
to-
basically.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, if he wants to win a flag, he needs to leave. Oddly enough, he has been linked to other non-Victorian clubs. So the clubs that have popped up for the Zach Merritt conversation have been us, of course,
Yeah.
Fremantle, and Hawthorn.
Okay.
So it really and it all makes sense. They're all in the window, and he'd be great for any of those. I can see him going to Hawthorn because they do need another midfielder, and then he wouldn't have to travel far. So I can see that happening. But it doesn't stop us asking the question.
Yeah.
Is it the end of the world if we don't get him? No, I don't think so. But you would have to ask the question.
Yeah, for sure.
How do we fix our midfield in your view?
We
Nuz?
just spoke about it.
No, I'm just asking. I need to ask outside of Zach Merritt.
Lockie
I
Murphy.
think the answer was on Thursday night. It's clearly Rory Laird.
Yes.
It's a
With a
question we
touch
have
of
to.
Ben Keys.
It's a question we have to ask more than once now.
Yeah, just
Yeah, jeez. No, look, I think we made a mistake by not putting Curtin in there for the dashes and spurts. We just, I know it's only his second season, but look, one thing Matthew Nicks doesn't do as well as other coaches is give kids complete faith in their ability to be able to do what they want to do. Dan Curtin is huge, he's got huge potential. We all know what he can be. What's the harm in playing him there in the midfield? Now, next year, we're going to see him play predominantly midfield. But I don't want to see him being pushed out for people that I guess aren't the future. That's the concern, isn't it? Because I want him to. He's played in the midfield in the SANFL and he got 30 touches. He's a ball winner. He's a ball magnet. He knows what to do. He's class all round. Just be brave with the selection.
Yeah.
So he's one option. Sid Draper, of course, had a bit of a down year. I just wonder and fear if he's being overcoached sometimes, which can happen with these young kids coming through. He's kind of gone backwards. I mean, remember his Brisbane game in the preseason? He came on a sub and he got about 12 touches in a quarter. Really tore it up, and now he's struggling to get the ball at all. But his tackling and his defensive work has actually been quite good. So I hope we're not doing a Chase Jones on him. I'd be really pissed off if
Jesus.
Yeah, I'd be really pissed off. Hey, look, the same coach is there. I'm not make names, but fuck me. Are we not learning anything?
So Chase Jones, you just mentioned, he's still contracted.
Chase Jones is contracted until 2047. No.
Oh, that's when Tassie starts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until next year.
That's when
next year.
Tassie gets a roof.
Yeah.
Nuz, Joshy said, would Nuz try and trade up in this year's draft inside top 7 or 8 so we have a chance of getting a top tier midfielder?
Yeah, I would. This whole period though, this draft year is a really weird one. Is no one is standing out at all. Willem Dersma, you could argue is, but even his season compared to others has been, fairly similar. There's about 35, 40 good kids. There's going to be bargains galore. So it wouldn't be the worst to have a couple of Hamish Ogilvy specials down the bottom of this. So there's a couple of names that I'd look at down the order, and that's people like Matt Leray, who's a wingman from SA. You've got Harley Barker as well. I prefer Leray, that's just me. Sam Cumming from North Adelaide. He's a 186 centimetre midfielder, and he'll probably start off the half-back flank and be a bit of a ball magnet back there. Really crisp ball user.
Any relation to Isaac?
No, I don't believe so. No, I did some research. I couldn't see it. I don't think so. I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. And another one is he's playing senior to Glenelg at the moment, Latrell Pickett-Sumner, who's an Indigenous small forward, can get up the ground a bit as well. So he'd be someone I'd really be keen to get, and he'll go in the 20s, 30s, 40s. So if we can't trade up, and I'm assuming what Joshy means is getting Dyson Sharp, then it's not the end of the world. And people like Dyson Sharp, a lot of clubs are very wary to get these bigger-bodied midfielders because they don't know how it's going to translate into AFL if they're just being bullies in their lower grade at the moment, and how it's going to translate.
Yeah.
That's why Josh Smiley last year is that particular pick, and he went at pick 8. So these players do have a habit of dropping. And the only way we can really get that is with Gold Coast, because they have Port Adelaide's pick, and that'll be pick 5 or 6 or whatever. But Gold Coast have got 2 academy kids coming through. They've got Max King. No, not Max. He's Sydney. Sorry, there's so many academy kids. There's
oh my god,
it's like 9. Yeah. It's insane. The whole draft is just ridiculous. And now you've got West Coast asking for packages as well, and it's Look, I've got no names. I've got no other names to link us to. A couple of names to look out for, I will put out. You got, of course, rumours about Cal Archie, but of course he might go to West Coast. It really depends on what he wants in his life. If he wants to go back home to family or win a flag, so we'll see by the end of the year. The longer it goes on, of course, the better the signs. But he is still playing, so we'll see. True. Will Verrill just got delisted. He's an SA. Backup ruckman, so from Melbourne, but I don't know, he's one of those in-betweeners, I think, so he'll be very good in the SA NFL and might struggle to get there, but he'd be a good backup to get. Will Verrill. Harry Lemmy is an interesting one. So he's been delisted by Carlton, and I dare say if he wasn't drafted by Carlton, he probably would have already made his debut. So he had very good form in the second half of the season, but I can see him going to Port, unfortunately. Yeah. Port Adelaide are getting everyone. They're getting Will Brodie from Fremantle.
Are they?
Jacob Ware from GWS, and now they've been linked to what's his name?
Motlop.
Pickett for Motlop. Sorry, Motlop from Carlton. Yeah. So they're going on all the answers, the missing pieces.
I don't know.
Those three superstars.
I was going to say that's a fairly classic Port Hall of just players that aren't really going to do much. But
feels like it.
Quirky said stocking up on delisted bums.
They might not be done yet. They might as well throw Aaron Francis a contract as well. Why not?
I'll just finish on this. The last one is obviously Zach Bailey. Now he is out of contract.
Don't do it.
Yeah, look, he's clearly target number 1 now. That Wanganeen Miller is off the board. So whether we get Wanganeen Miller in 2 years or not, I don't know. It depends how Port are going. I think might be a question. We'll see, and Saints, of course.
Yeah,
but there's been rumours that Essendon put forward a $1.3 million a year deal with Zach. I mean, he's not going there. Like, why would he go there? Seriously.
No, no one would want to get there.
For 1.3 mil.
Well, the Crows could offer him that. So.
But this is what I mean. Like, we're not really spending our cap on many other players. So we can afford to pay Zach close to $1 million, if not over.
So would this be to get him next year when he is a free agent, or to get him this year as a trade?
Well, that is up to, obviously, us, Brisbane, and Zach. So all three parties. Brisbane might want to sell him as a pre-agent if they can get the right deal. If they could pry 3 first-rounders from us, then they'd consider doing it, I believe. But it would take 3 firsts, because 2 aren't going to do it, because we're going to be pick 20 this year, whatever. Next year, probably finish top 8 again, be another pick in the teams. So that wouldn't do it, because Brisbane would just rather the compensation pick in the hope that he'd stay.
Okay.
And they'd rather that extra year from him to try and win a flag, because they're all in now. They're getting Sam Draper from Essendon. They're getting Oscar Allen. They want to win now. So they'd rather, unless they get the package of a lifetime, then they're not going to trade him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Before you go, Nuz, someone asked about Indy Cotton, or VM asked about Indy Cotton. You got any thoughts there?
I'm a basketball fan, right? I know him as a basketballer. I have not seen the kid kick a football.
Yeah, right.
So he's a phenomenal basketballer. He's a point guard type. Now, this is the exciting thing. He's not your basketballer where he's like the really lanky kind of ruckman type that's changing and transitioning. He's the Hugh Greenwood, Scott Pendlebury type.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what your point guard does. You know, you're the ball handler. You're the main guy that's creative, creating plays, telling people where to go and what to do. So that's his type of role in basketball. So,
interesting.
Yeah, and he's at the right height. I think it's like 194.
Yeah.
And Vardy Magic apparently said he was out at training today.
Yeah, he said he filmed him. I just highlighted that comment because out of context, it looks weird.
Yeah. And on that note, I'll leave you guys to it. My tip for this week is that we will beat Hawthorn. With no confidence, I'll say that at all. But there's no way we can play that shit. I mean, we were playing the worst game since Fremantle, and we still nearly beat them.
Yeah,
like,
that's
true.
true.
What the hell?
Yeah,
So
it's wild.
Yeah, in terms of selection, I can see Mitch Hinge being dropped and Braden Cook coming in, and then Isaac Cumming goes back towards defence because he had a pretty bad game on the wing, and then Cook would play on the wing. And I can also see Rochelle coming in for Zach Taylor. So those are my 2 tips.
Well,
I don't know what Boz thinks.
In lieu of us having Boz's sauna selections, you've just taken his role for tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, no, I've got...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he's going to be on. Is he on tonight?
Mate, you've got it?
I've got him, actually.
Oh, he's got
sent
him.
him just
All right,
before,
well-
but I was stressing. So
We get double the selections.
Let's see if they align. So.
Yes, definitely.
We definitely will. Naz, thank you for calling in tonight. It
Thanks,
was really good
Naz.
to get those insights. I actually feel a little bit better after Naz's call than I
I
did.
always feel better after listening to Naz.
Than I did when we dissected the Collingwood game and the women's game. I thought, we're going to talk about 3 losses. We're going to feel shit. But no, I feel a little bit more optimistic. Thanks, Naz.
Nice. Thanks, Naz.
There's always next year, and it took Brisbane 4 failed finals appearances to finally win the flag.
It's a good
That is
point.
very true.
That is a good point.
We're definitely just at the start of the window, so that's good news. Yes. All right.
That's right. Well, I'll speak to you guys soon, and hopefully after a win.
Thanks,
Yes,
mate. We'll
thanks,
speak to
Naz.
you soon.
thanks, Nuz.
All right, see you guys.
Now, just Nuz did actually remind me of one other thing I was going to talk about St Kilda as well.
Oh, yeah.
How about their? I think they're looking like they're really stocking up for next year.
They're going.
You'd be pretty
balls
excited.
to the walls, aren't they?
You'd be pretty excited to be a Saints fan. I mean, they've had lots of. They're never really good, but if they're not good next year, then there's something wrong with the culture. 'Cause
Absolutely.
You're bringing in Tom De Koning, Lee Lear, Liam Ryan, and who was the 4th one?
Can't even remember. But keeping
They're keeping Nazire.
They're keeping Nazire, but there was a fourth player they've just got over the line to. I think. Jack Silvani.
Oh, yes, of course.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good haul.
At least they're trying. If I was
Yeah.
a fan, at least you can look at the club and go, all right, at least they're trying.
They're
something.
giving it a
those
rep.
four
So
players,
shit.
those 4 players make him better. I mean,
Yeah,
Liam
definitely.
Ryan in a good team is good.
Yeah.
So he's been in a crap team for a while. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think it's time for some Serenity now
Oh,
after all of
yeah.
that.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Samuel.
Get myself
I remember
situated.
seeing it earlier. There it is.
How's the serenity? So much serenity.
Welcome to Serenity Now with Kate. This meditation is for times of pain and uncertainty, aimed at reducing suffering through a process called radical acceptance. To begin, close your eyes or soften your gaze, taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now bring to mind a reality you are battling with, such as your team approaching their first final in 8 years, more like minors than premiers. Acknowledge the facts of the situation without judgment, including that neither a young defender turned midfielder or an old defender turned midfielder turned defender turned midfielder again was the winning tactic, and that the Oz kickers running on at half time, even while the players were in the midst of a stoush, still looked less daunted by the occasion. Identify the emotions you are experiencing: despair, misery, humiliation, and not a small sense of deja vu, and allow yourself to feel these freely and without judgment. Recognise that the past, such as the hours you spent staring or screaming at the Ticketek website, or the money you've spent for the privilege of watching your team capitulate on the big stage, can't be changed. Remind yourself that the current reality, including the likelihood that you'll have to cancel that accommodation you booked in a few weeks' time, is beyond your control. Next, place your hands in your lap with your palms open facing up to the sky in the willing hands posture as a sign of openness rather than resistance. Take another deep breath, and as you slowly breathe out, make the conscious decision to accept that although you may not like it, the most likely outcome of 2025 is an all-Victorian grand final and unbearable premiers, and that the Crows premiership window may not have slid fully open just yet. Now open your eyes and repeat our mantra: we calm as one.
We calm as one. That bit about Victorian grand final, I mean, it seems almost inevitable at this point.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Far out.
You see how excited they were that there was going to be the two prelims,
Yeah.
two MCG prelims. My God.
Absolutely.
Given it started
Sickening.
with 5 non-Victorian teams and 3 Vic teams, and down to they're still in it.
Yep.
It's now 50-50.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Kate.
No worries, guys. Hope that helped.
Should we get into some of your goods and
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have any goods.
I've got
I've got one good.
Oh, all right, I'll play it then.
We're just taking over your segment.
No, that's all right.
If you want to know what's in the spring, get into Rowan Jarman.
Actually, I did have one good.
Oh, go.
Lizzie got me a shirt with Maggie's head all over it for Father's Day.
I got Jasmine some
Oh, that's brilliant.
pajamas with one kid on the top and one kid on the bottom.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That's awesome. Oh, I expect you to wear it sometime.
Yeah, I wore
for
it
us.
on, I wore it on Father's Day.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, to the pod.
Oh, to the pod?
Yeah,
I can
to
do
the
that.
pod. Yeah.
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 Dan?
You can go first.
Okay. My good was I told Sam before we started, I spent today on leave from work doing a bit of a staycation at the moment. So today my mum and I went for a drive around the hills and to a bunch of different roadside stands. So we looked up on Facebook, there's a group that you can look up all the hills roadside stands, and we picked up a lot of fresh produce and delicious kind of treats and plants and things. So yeah, we had a very decent day out. It was very lovely.
Very good.
Yeah. that was my good.
And the weather was good?
It was actually. We got home probably just as it was getting a little bit more rainy. So, yeah, no, it was really nice. And, yeah, you know, there were lots still open even though it was the middle of the week. And I think on weekends there'd be tons more. So, yeah, that was lovely.
I have two goods, actually. I just realised looking at my notes. One, firstly, the Suns beating the Dockers in Perth.
Yeah.
That
Great game.
How
was
good
a great game.
to win by a point, and just that fairy tale of David Swallow kicking the winning score, even though it wasn't a goal.
Very
at the
cool.
point. I mean, that's just fairy tale stuff, right?
Yeah.
If it weren't for Damien Hardwick, I'd be so
I know,
happy
that ruins
for
it a
them.
little bit.
I actually put Freo in my bads. I was going to put him in. I got rid of him because I got too many. But God, imagine being a Freo fan.
I know.
Yeah, shocking.
I don't know if that was parody, that video of all the Freo fans going off. It seemed a bit parody. But, and then the other good that I put, which could actually be in your bads, I'm not sure, but the suing of Balfours.
I forgot about that.
That's hilarious.
God.
I get it. Like, obviously, we're selling Balfours and Villies pies at the ground, which is pretty funny. But Villies just shit all over Balfours, right?
Yeah.
I only eat good bakery pies.
Yeah, I know. But when you've got when we are quote a 2-pie town, Villies are clearly better.
Are we going with your podcast name?
Yeah, I think we need to.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just find it funny. Like Balfours, no one even wants their pies anyway. Just piss them off.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But we're suing them, which is even funnier.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, that's that.
Are they
ridiculous.
still the sponsors of that shit halftime thing with the pie versus
Yes.
donut?
goes around the boundary?
Yes.
Pie v donut.
Yeah.
That's the,
Yes.
that's the title of the episode.
No, I presume, but isn't it? It's a Balfours thing, isn't it?
It is a Balfours thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can get rid of that too. Good.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Footwear sacrificed at half price and equipment slashed to half price. Rowan Jarman's huge half price sale. Don't miss it.
I'll try and run through these pretty quickly. The selfie cam at the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Shocking.
Put that in the bin. That was terrible.
I missed that.
Half of them were like freezing.
Yeah.
And it was terrible quality. Probably a bit like this podcast.
Yeah.
Before you go on, I've got 3 bads and I want to check if you've got all 3 of them.
Okay, you go first. Go
No,
on.
I'm not going to do them. You do.
Oh,
yours.
okay.
No, sorry.
Cozzy going down to lift the spirits of Crows fans waiting for tickets. I'm not sure how that was supposed to
did
raise
he?
anybody's spirits down there. Imagine that, lining up in the cold, waiting for tickets, and Cozzy rolls up.
It would have raised my spirits calling him a flog.
Yeah, it's true. The membership package to get tickets early that the club sold, that was $60 to get priority access to tickets, which is just disgusting cash grab, which sort of goes against everything, all the reasons for buying a ticket.
Yep.
Having it all
Absolutely.
year and being a fan all year.
Yeah. It's that late boost in membership numbers.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Then we're fighting them on Ticketek for the same privilege.
Exactly. Yeah, not good.
No.
I put in here, we've already spoken about the crowd booing the Collingwood
That was
chants.
one of mine.
Yeah, like that's just, it just goes to show like how shit Crows crowds are. Like I feel like we are one of the worst crowds in the league. I'm pretty happy to admit that.
Unfortunately.
We're not as loud, we're not as fun.
No.
And
I agree.
we just don't cheer the right things. Like that Collingwood cheering their team. That's what they're trying to do. We're just trying to drown them out with booze.
We're definitely petty, right?
We're petty,
Very petty.
Very petty. So yeah, I didn't like that at all. Change of season stuffiness. Anyone else feeling the yeah, my God. Far out. I'm not sick. I've just like got congested. It's
Yuck.
awful.
Yeah.
Umpiring in general, just atrocious in every league. Just awful.
Even the decision to not have Roden in the
Yeah,
final.
yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, they can't get it
I
right.
need to see him smiling.
Have we had a pod since Dawson didn't get made captain?
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or Worrell left out.
Yeah, Worrell left out. Jesus.
Would have been. I would have accepted Anderson, but the fact that it went to
Jeremy Cameron,
who's never captained anything.
I don't even think we need to talk about it. The moment's passed, but that's just terrible. Anyway, go on.
Terrible.
Jay Clark talking about Curnow trade off the top of first crack after the final on Saturday night. So, I just don't. I'm glad to see there's a bit of an upswell of people disliking Jay Clark now, which I brought it up earlier in the year that I didn't like how he goes about things.
Yes.
Just seen one of the epic finals, and they're talking about this is the show that comes on straight after the game, and he brings up bloody trade instead of the football. Just crazy.
Yep.
Potential changes to the father-son rule. I don't like it. I like the father-son rule. I think it should stay. I just think they need to make it harder for clubs to get those players.
Yeah.
Don't get a discount.
Tweak
But it should be you should have to have a pick in that in that round, or you should pay like a premium if they're sticking with the points thing. I think you pay proper full total odds for it, but you get the access. So it's crazy that you get the discount and you can just throw in like picks in the 30s and get them. So.
And especially when there's so many academies still going on, like fix them first before you fix the father-son stuff. Yeah.
That's it. But the worst thing, Sam McClure. I never really took
He's in the ultimate bin by now, isn't he?
Hall of Fame. Yeah, potentially. I never really taken much notice. Like, I knew he was a bit of a flog, but I never really taken much notice of him before the last couple of weeks. And his comment about Cox being potentially top
surely
3.
that was a joke.
It must have been true, because Kane Corns gave him crap on Fireball, and apparently they had a confrontation.
Oh, Lord.
And he called Kane, like he said, Kane.
That's a meeting of the
lowered
minds.
himself for.
How could he die on that hill?
It's so weird. He's not even the best ruck in his own team.
No.
So how is he top 3 in the league?
Like, what is he basing that on?
He's not top 18. I wouldn't pick him ahead of any
It's just
club's
rage
first
bait.
ruck.
Rage bait.
Yeah, it absolutely is, which is probably working, isn't it?
I reckon Sam McClure may have been monkey business or lol, and I
maybe.
think this is the kind of person we're dealing with.
Potentially.
There was a couple of my bads you didn't have. Did you have bads?
Oh, my only I had a couple of bads. One was as I was walking out of the stadium, speaking of Mason Cox, the Collingwood supporters started chanting USA. I was like, okay.
Actually, our stand, where I was sitting in the southern stand, they all started chanting USA when he gave away the 50, which I thought was pretty funny.
Oh, okay. That's using it ironically, I'm all for. Yeah. And my other one was I went at the girls' game. They were Brisbane supporters, but they were standing right up against the fence at Nord Oval, so that right next to another person who was seated, and that person couldn't see sort of a good third of the ground. And when eventually they got fed up and spoke to this person, they were like, I can stand wherever I want. And just the etiquette of like, no one else is standing at the fence for that reason. You can stand further back where you'll see just as well. And she just did not take it well until I piped up and said, actually, we were going to speak to you as well, because she was blocking my mum's view. And so, it was not great.
Considering the size of the crowd at Norwood Oval.
Yes, exactly.
Arguments over seating positions seems
spread
a bit,
out. Yeah, there was plenty of other room. There was almost no crowd there as well.
Yeah.
My worst one for the week.
Oh, have I missed one?
No, well, this is one I thought you might have, but Adelaide journos at the airport. When we're already, like, our town name is Dirt, and you've got these journalists. First, that one with Ginnivan a few weeks ago.
That was garbage, wasn't it?
They've done it again. They went to I don't know if you've seen this the footage, but they went to the airport and spoke to Isaac Quaynor.
Oh, really?
Oh,
And
did
they're
they?
like, and they've asked him, how are you feeling after last night? Yeah, good. And then they've gone, what fragrance are you wearing?
Oh.
Asked him what fragrance he's wearing.
Well, you know he's a big. That's
But
his
like,
thing.
I know, but
still.
and then they said, they're like, what did you think of the booing or something like that? And he just he gave a really good response.
Yeah.
He wasn't like kind of condescending like Guinea was, but which he was in his right to be, mind you.
Yeah.
But he responded really well. And then they asked like Craig McRae similar things, and it's just like, just leave these guys. It just looks pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
It
know.
really does.
I know it's easy to do it when you're on the winning side, but Collingwood handled that quite well in comparison to us.
Yes,
So just a bit
absolutely.
sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not technically a bad, but just while I've got my little soapbox here,
Please.
a couple of the rule changes that have been proposed for next year.
Yeah.
I thought we'd have a quick crack at those.
Yep.
5 players on the bench instead of the sub.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't mind that. I'll give
Yep.
that a tick.
Fine.
Sub's a bit shit, so
Yeah.
if 5 makes the coaches happy, then I think that's the way to go.
Agree.
75 rotations per match, which I think is
Okay.
good. So it's been capped. I think that's
Yep.
lower than it, or is that the same as what it's been? But maybe
I'm
with 5,
just trying to
it
remember.
might seem less.
Yeah, yes, that would make sense. Yeah, I think it has been 75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want Ruckman to jump more, so they're going to probably bring in some rules to make Ruckman jump, which I don't think is going to work super well for our grappler.
No.
yeah, that's true. Would have worked well for the ruckman we were trying to get that's now gone to Brisbane,
Yeah, that's right.
who does
So
like to jump.
I would imagine that's maybe why we were so keen. Obviously, we were open to that we were chasing a ruckman, but then obviously waited on signing Riley O'Brien.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we obviously probably knew this maybe was going to be a thing and that it won't suit Riley. So
Yeah. You'd hope
Interesting
so.
anyway.
You'd hope the clubs had a bit more of a heads up on that kind of thing in the
Yeah.
lead up for those reasons.
I wouldn't bet on it.
No, I
this.
wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm loving that there's a bit of turmoil now with Goyder and the commission, AFL commission. I think it's good. Hopefully there's a bit of few ruffled feathers
Yes.
there. So
Yeah.
unless
Ruffle away.
the rumour of Gill and Maguire being on a ticket eventuates, which I don't know if I'm super keen on that.
No.
But then the other one was the last touch, which
Yep.
I thought we'd bring
Yeah,
up,
that's
which is not last touch, is it? It's last disposal. So it's handball
Yes.
or kick between the arcs. So
Yep.
it seems to have got a lot of people up in arms
Hasn't
about
it?
it, which is a bit strange. It seems to have worked really well in the
Do they like the
It's not that
inconsistent
strange.
deliberate calls? And do they like that?
Sorry?
Do they like the inconsistent deliberate
Yeah,
calls?
course they
I
don't.
I know this is still going to have a few dodgy ones. Was this inside 50s?
Sure.
Or like who did it come off or whatever? But you know, I think it just stops it, doesn't it? When the player makes a skill error and it goes
Yeah.
out, well, it's a free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes the mind reading aspect out of it for insufficient intent, which is so stupid. But you know, I listened to a bit. You're right, Sam. Okay, we'll just cover for you, Sam.
That's all right.
Dan.
Yes.
I listened to a bit of SEN from yesterday, or Sam really not good. Yeah, and I was listening to Blighty's show, and he said he tried to get this over the line when he was sort of on a panel with Lee Matthews and sort of looking at rules years ago, and he said they pretty much dismissed it out of hand, and his interpretation of that was that it was because it was a South Australian thing. So it's not at all a surprise that the moment it gets sort of breathed about as an actual potential, you know, the likes of Sam Mitchell and such are like, nah, we're not keen.
Yeah.
So yeah. Lauren said, "Oh God, he's dead." Yeah, we've lost. Look, we've had a good run with Sam, and we appreciate it. His legacy will live on through this podcast.
It will.
Hey, it's Mariana Reichich here, or AKA MJ. Here we crow.
I'm just gonna start
Get on
pressing
it. Here we go.
I actually pressed that accidentally, but hey, MJ,
He
thanks.
lives.
He's back.
Oh, Sam died.
So
Oh,
yes,
he's got,
that's what Lauren was
bit of
worried about.
soda.
Oh dear.
You're right,
right?
Samuel?
Yeah,
Got
that hit me
tears.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was this the allergies you were just talking about?
maybe.
That just
Yeah, it might be
something
related.
attacked you?
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're all right. As long as you're okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I
Let's
reckon we're
continue.
just about ready to talk about this big game on Friday night. I think before we get right into it, is there any word on Boz's selections from the sauna?
I've got him.
And let's see if they match up with what Nuz said earlier. Nuz, for recollection, expects Zach Taylor out, Rochelle in, and maybe Hinge out and Cook in with a bit of shuffling around with Cumming going back and Cook running on a wing. So let's see if that's aligned with Bozza, the official selections man.
Yes. It's like a sauna in here.
Evening, everyone. Selections from the sauna. Is this the last one for the year? Let's hope not. Semi-final Hawk at home. Let's hope we can put in a bit better performance, and hopefully a few of the blokes are feeling better this week. I did get a text on Saturday or Sunday in regards to that flu virus that was running around, and it did look like a few of the guys were pretty flat. So no excuses. We move on to this week. Into the side, Rochelle. Out of the side, Bond. And hopefully Peddler was crook, so hopefully he gets up, but that'll be about it. And Smith to say in the subs. Thanks, guys. Hopefully speak to you next week.
Short, sharp and shiny from the Boz man there.
Yeah.
Boz.
And it's similar.
Yeah.
Not quite the same as what Nuz reckons.
Yeah.
Just like a defender out. And
Bond is an interesting one. He's
he
struggled.
looked lost.
He has struggled a bit
Thursday. Yeah.
recently, I think. He looked really good when he first came back in the side, but he would be on the line, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
agreed.
the problem will be with Bond is that who's the direct replacement if we aren't wanting to be a little bit exciting. So And if Scott Burns has got anything to do with that, we won't be exciting. So
let's talk about what the probability is this weekend. Hawks are one of, I think, the two teams. Geelong's a team who is obviously a team we struggle against, but I think Collingwood and Hawthorn are the two teams that know how to get under our skin and play the mental game. And that's what worries me the most. Not to mention that they are hot when they're hot, the Hawks. They were hot against GWS. GWS came back though and almost, took it up to them apart from the last quarter. But they had guns around the field. They had Connor McDonald with 3 goals, 1. Gunston, it just seems to be bombing up with a bag every week. 3 goals, 1. He obviously had a few against us last time. Guinea got 3 goals straight and 17 disposals. Marbiel Chol, a couple of goals. So they've got firepower. And then around the midfield, they've got a few guns, a few weapons that accumulate more than what we seem to be able to do. They had Newcomb, 32 and a goal. Impey, 28, seems to just have come of age more since he's left Port. You got Nash, 24. Eamon, another one who's been better since he left Port, 23 and a goal. So
that was a ridiculous game, though.
There's weapons.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
They've got lots of weapons, but we've shown we can beat them. But that was a scarily similar game to the one we beat Collingwood in, where they come out first quarter firing and we had to backtrack and get the game back on our terms. So something we weren't able to do this time against Collingwood.
Yeah.
So, definitely not without concerns. What do you guys think?
My memory is that when we played them in the minor round, that's when they first rolled with the 4 tools up forward. And so that didn't seem to work great for them that night, but it seems to have gotten more up and running as it's gone on.
They did drop Mitch Lewis back and he has done well in the reserves, I heard. Just the weekend gone. So whether they bring him back now.
Maybe they'll,
run with that again. Too.
Yes.
Oh, he is,
I
did see he got subbed out. So, maybe he's just straight back in.
Yeah, I'd say Mitch Lewis.
So that'll be interesting.
It's still like a 3-headed giant thing like us, so we'll see.
I feel like when we played them, we should have beaten them down in Tassie.
We should have.
We had everything on terms there, on our terms there, and let it slip.
Yes.
And then we obviously got jumped by them when we were travelling really well towards the end of the year, and then absolutely smashed them after that. And I think they might have steadied it a little bit. Well, I can't remember what the margin was.
It was only a couple of goals.
Was it?
But
it felt reasonably comfortable after that. Not that I felt comfortable during the game because I never do, but I don't know. I feel like we had the wood on them. So I don't know. I'm not feeling that worried about Friday.
I feel like I didn't feel that worried last Friday, but I think the coaching thing's an interesting one because I feel like Fly and Mitchell are 2 of the coaches that seem to get the better of Nixie as well. But having said that, Nixie obviously won the last round because he was able to wrestle the momentum to get us back in by being everyone talked about how he was calm at quarter time and then we won the game. Whereas like in Tassie, Mitchell clearly got things on their terms to get back in and overrun us in that game. So it's like, seems a bit 50-50 coaching wise. It's just going to be whether we let players like Ginnivan get off the chain. Newcomb was quiet, I think, against us the last time. So whether he can get off the chain.
So they won't be able to play like they played against GWS.
You wouldn't think
that game was stupid. It was so weird. And if you missed chunks of it like I did, the score was just swinging around so wildly, and that just won't be a game that Hawks will be able to play against us because it's just not how we let teams play against us, generally speaking. So personally, from a changes perspective, I'd love to see. I think it's time to bring Butts in, and I don't know if it's at the expense of Murray, but it seems like they're playing the same role potentially. I just haven't seen much from Murray since he's come back. I just don't.
He's not done anything glaring, but
I don't know. I haven't, to be honest. It probably doesn't help. I haven't looked a lot closely at his defence work, but I don't know. I feel like we were pretty tight when Butts was in the team.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I've always I think just in my head, I've labelled them kind of like the same sort of player, defensive sort of lockdown player. But it's, I guess in my head, I've always just thought Murray was the more dynamic player, and I'd rather see him in the side.
Same.
So
absolutely.
But you're right. Like we were playing just as well when Butts was in the side.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a decision to make there, I think. So
I don't know whether they'll roll the dice with it this week, but
yeah,
there's definitely a couple of changes in the air. Yeah, Hinge is obviously one. I don't know if he's got enough credits in the bank that he'll just get played because of his reputation. Like I think he's definitely a good player on his day.
Yes.
But he hasn't been great recently.
it's not to do with this game. Do you reckon we might trade Butts?
I
Or do you
would
see
hope
maybe
we.
one out?
I hope we don't trade him because we definitely need depth in that position.
Yeah.
And I think you could argue he's been, like we were just saying, he's been as effective as Murray. Granted, Murray's had injuries.
Yeah, but so
has
is Butts. Yeah, and I think that's it. I don't think I'd be clear on which is the better one to keep if we were going to do that.
I would say, based on what Sam just said before, Murray's probably the better one, but he hasn't been better. So it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I'm not
He
sure.
was in the past before he did his knee. He was great.
Yeah.
So, it's a really tough decision. But yeah, he could be one that's on the trade table. As a
Nuz in the chat has said that Butts is contracted for next year. North offering a deal.
Interesting. Yeah, I did hear some rumours. I wasn't sure who was offering. Of course, it's North there.
Because we wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be running Premiership tilt next year or the year after with the ball aces back up.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And obviously
exactly.
Murray's a bit fragile, so who knows?
Yeah, he still needs some. Yeah. I also obviously the other one is Rash. Do you put him in or not?
you have to.
Yeah, I guess you do.
I feel
If he's terrible because he's missed 9 weeks of footy or whatever it's been, you're kind of going to get they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't a little bit.
The problem is they can't play him into form now because the sample team's out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just have to roll the dice with him.
Yeah.
We looked so non-dynamic, undynamic last week.
Yeah.
And maybe there was some other factors playing
Flat
into that.
as hell.
Yeah, but we need to bring some X factor back into the team with Rankin out. I think you just have to roll the dice with someone like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and it could massively backfire on us.
This has got to be. I hate to say it because there's lots of lack of faith out there for Nixie's coaching, but this has got to be a coaching masterclass for us to get over the line. I think
a Murray Davis masterclass. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't know. It's absolutely. They've got to do some shuffling of the magnets, and I'm not talking about Shane Allen going forward or something like that, but they just need to be creative. They've got to have different rotation, different looks through the midfield. You got to have a mix of Peatling, Curtin, Saligo, Rochelle. I don't know,
And not go back to the empty well of Laird and Keys like we did this week.
Oh, that's someone I forgot to mention. Keys.
Yeah.
He was. Where was he the other night? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He doesn't play well against
Getting in
Collingwood,
fights
I
with
hear.
Maynard.
Yeah.
So bad.
Might have been justified.
Like we need. He is someone who has some X factor. Like we need that to actually work this week.
Yeah.
There's lots that has to go right for us to win this game, I think. Are we at the point of predictions? Or
I think so. I think we're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have social media tonight.
There was actually one
put
good
something
comment.
out,
I
didn't you?
did. Yeah. Maybe you just keep talking there, Dan, and I'll just.
Has
double check.
anyone pieced together that that it's a double Hawks effort this weekend because the girls are also playing the Hawks this
Ooh,
weekend?
No. Oh,
yeah.
Nashwa's back in. I was going to say back in town, but they're playing away. So.
Oh yes. So yeah, we could. Yeah. That makes, I don't know why, but I don't like the thought of losing to Hawthorn twice.
Nah.
Let's
just beat
Can we
them
win
twice.
one of those, please?
Well, Hawthorn in AFLW have actually been pretty decent.
Yeah, they're fourth, I think I saw.
So I don't know about our chances there.
Yeah.
We can actually talk about that for a second while you get the social media.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, so obviously the girls are 2-2 coming up against the Hawks. I've got, the Hawks are fourth. As you said, they've played 4 and won 4. So
Wow.
they are
They've played 4 and won 4 and they're fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The
Wow.
other teams above them,
North.
Kangaroos,
Yep.
they've got a percentage of 492.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And they even have
Forget it.
arguably the best player out now in Jazz Garner.
Yes, yep.
With injury. You got Melbourne at nearly 300%. God forbid when we come up against those teams.
Yes.
And then you got Sydney sitting
right.
third with 4 wins as well. So
Wow.
Yeah, we're definitely back in the pack at the moment,
We
and
are.
a couple of those teams are real daunting. But yeah, Hawthorn away is no mean feat.
No. Yep.
So maybe the men's have the better option this week. Hawthorn at home.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Said a couple of things. I'm not even going to play the stinger. Adam said,
Yeah.
my grievance is a portion of the fan base who 6 months ago would have been happy to be even playing finals, potting every player on the list after we finished top and then lose last week.
Yeah.
Take a breath. You can be disappointed, and you probably should be, but we are still in this.
Well
Agree,
said.
Adam.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's very
Well said,
level-headed.
Adam. And I don't think, even if we aren't in this and we lose this week, we can look back on this season and go, yeah, it's missed opportunity in the end. But again, like, it's all experience for these guys, and they'll be back next year for another crack.
It is, but I feel like we really need to win this week.
We do. And I mean, it'd just be nice to cap it off with one finals win.
Finishing top and going out in straight sets just doesn't feel quite
It's
right.
very
to
Port
me.
Adelaide.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is.
It is.
And
You're
Digger
right.
said, okay, so the curse is real. Time to reverse the curse.
Yeah.
Oh. What
Which
curse?
Not sure. Could be many curses.
Which
we
curse
had a
is
lot
it?
of curse on the weekend.
Yeah. I think unfortunately, Digger, I think we've cursed ourselves in this instance.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh dear.
All right, we
Yes.
done? Oh, no, predictions.
yeah.
Predictions,
predictions.
yes. Samuel, what have you got?
I reckon we'll win by 36.
Whoa.
I'd love to see that, but I can't see it.
Why?
I just don't. It's really easy for teams to finish in the top four to get the ones that lose to, I don't know, think that the teams that won the week before are gonna
Yes.
come up and do it. They very rarely win.
Yes.
We'll be at home. We're going to be fired up. As long as I'll preface it by saying, as long as we're ready to go, which we clearly didn't look like it last week.
No.
But I think just team v team, I don't feel that concerned about this week. I could be completely off the mark, but
We just can't let them get under our skin.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't, those little things that rile us up and
Our best beats their best.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we bring our best, we should win. And, that's what ultimately what we all want to see. We want to see us put everything else out on the park. And if it doesn't quite happen, we can accept that.
Yeah.
But I do think if we do that, we should win. So, yeah.
So what have we got?
VM
Yeah.
said Key spent 30 minutes more than his teammates having extra shots at goal at training tonight.
Good on you, Keezy.
Yeah. And Harry Eastwood said Rochelle very underdone, will be a liability.
Oh, other
From
people said he
training.
looked great though.
Well, no, I'm not sure if he was at training. I think that's just a guess, maybe.
Okay, yeah, because Vardy and Quirky both said he looked good.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely underdone. Obviously.
Yeah.
And Matty Crouch fan club. Any word on whether my boy will get a lap of honour on Friday?
He probably
Oh,
should.
yeah, we didn't talk about Crouchy.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Sad to see him go out like that with injury.
Yeah.
Obviously a servant of the club. But yeah, it would be good to see him get a lap on Friday.
Yeah, it would. And I think one of my comments into this podcast a few years ago was like, get rid of him. And it was really good to see him come back and be to just contribute so well in the ways that he's been able to in some difficult seasons and be a good mentor, I think, in the Sandful as well. So we do appreciate you, Crouchy, and we'll wish you well for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who have you got winning and by how much, Kate?
Yeah, I think we'll win. I'm going to go with maybe a similar margin to last time, so maybe 2 or 3 goals. I think if anyone's going to get a run on and keep it, it'll be us. So I hope it is anyway. Yes.
I don't want to finish on a downer, but I just think that this sickness, if it doesn't clear out and we're not fully on,
It's a good point.
I think Hawthorn may get us by 12 points. And I really, really hope I'm wrong. But I just have this gut feel, straight sets, unfortunately, this time around, is our destiny.
Yeah, and again, it's like the noise outside of the club, the sickness, and the mental strength of finals, I think, is something we are still trying to develop. So they could easily undermine that for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be completely shocked if we don't get over the line.
But you know what? If we do win, I'll love every second of it, and I won't feel too bad if we lose to Geelong the week after.
Yes.
I will not be. Feel like
No.
next week then becomes a free hit for us. It's like, okay, here's
Yeah.
some experience playing on the MCG against another one of your bogey teams.
Yeah.
Anything's a win. So yeah. Let's just see. As long as we don't lose by 119 points that week. Yeah.
Oh, God. I didn't even think about that.
Hey, it still won't be in a grand final, so it'll be fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
True that.
Anyway, everyone, thanks for listening to episode 133 of Here We Crow. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, Lauren and Ben, who aren't here, but I think Lauren's still on the chat.
Hope
I just had to block a couple more trolls.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yes. Hope you're
Love
feeling.
that.
Hope you feel better, Lauren, and you can get to be up and about for the game on Friday. Let's
Thanks,
hope the
Nuz.
Crows can get the win. Thanks, Nuz, for calling in as well, and Bozza for the selections. Go the Crows. Let's finish this year on a high. Hopefully, we'll see you next week, and we'll be talking about some good things. Goodbye.
Bye. Go Crows.
Bye.